time my brother was gonna get 8 years. He had already did 4. You do is sign off on it, but sometimes you gotta listen to the people that love you.
Right.
You know, instead of listening to the jailhouse, people come and go, women come and go out your life, all this stuff, man. When that time go, you're gonna find out who real or not. Your family gonna be there no matter what. And sometimes, you know, I understand jail is tough. You don't even want to be around your family. So, oh man, let me go do what I gotta do. But people still out here fighting for you. People still love you. But you got to understand that the only way you going to find it out, you got to get in that Bible and let God lead you to what he need to lead you to, because it's already tough. It's tough on these streets. Even though my brother innocent. Think about it. But you prolonged this so long. And so I just think if he'd have took the deal early, we wouldn't be dealing with it.
Ever-ending talk about this. Kim Kardashian tried to get C Murder out of jail, and you know, Master P kind of comes off being I think he was the big brother, and you know, people looking at P like P couldn't help his brother get out of jail. Now apparently, from what I know what happened, I try to find the story and put it at the beginning. So apparently they went to do a show, or they went to a club or something, or do a show. They went to a club, him and Mac, and you know, Mac got out of jail, you know, they got him out. They said he didn't have one problem in prison. All the years that he was in there, they went to a club, some dude got popped, and they blamed them for it. And, you know, allegedly there was witnesses that say they didn't do it. You know, being in Baton Rouge, they had No Limit was stationed in Baton Rouge. But being in Louisiana, you know, this is why Boosie had to get out of there. You know what it is. A lot of them laws old. You know, a lot of them people didn't like that Master P was getting that money, and they had a building down there, and they pinned the case on them. They pinned the case on C Murder and Mac, and they said they didn't do it. And Master P said, you know, a couple times he warned his brother C Murder. He said that name C Murder. He said, I don't think you want to, you know, have a rap name named C Murder. That's not a good idea. He was like, man, this is my name and I'm going with it. So Master P was like, all right, but I don't think that's a good name. Then before they went to do that, they went to that bar, that club, whatever it was. Master P told them, don't go down there. He said, don't do that. Don't go down there. He warned them. So P, you know, I feel him like P is like, I'm the big brother. I told you, don't name yourself C Murder. Because guess what? You name yourself C Murder. Even though you was in the military, you named yourself C Murder. I told you not to go to the club. You put yourself in that position. You put yourself in that. I told you. You disobeyed me with the name. You disobeyed me going to the club. And then we turn around and you got an 8-year plea deal. We tell you to take the 8-year plea deal. You don't take it. Now you sitting in there probably for life. He said sometimes you got to listen to the people that you love. And now you sitting in there. And I feel it, if you completely innocent, like, dog, I ain't do it. So I ain't copping to no plea. But for this situation, this was the best. He would have been home years ago, he said. He'd have been home years ago. And now you just sitting in there, and Boosie was in the same penitentiary he was when he was going through what he was going through. And that was what, 09, 010? And Boosie was saying that I didn't understand how C Murder was so strong. He was talking about mentally, he was so mentally strong. He said, I was in there getting in all type of trouble. And he pulled me to the side and he told me, stop getting into that trouble. Boosie said, hey, I'm in jail. I might as well make the most of it. He pulled me to the side. Stop getting in that trouble. And he was just talking about how strong he was, you know? And ultimately, you know, and you go listen to his raps, he was very, very intelligent. When you start to listen to some of the music that he rapped about on that song he had with his brothers True, Master P and Silk the Shocker, they had a song called Feds. And he said the feds are trying to tie me to them underground casinos. What's going on with Gilbert Arenas and Chauncey Billups? This some shit he was talking about years ago. In his songs, he was talking about Black history and the Bible. Once you really listen to it, and I think, you know, people know him for strictly for my, you know, some of his other kind of, you know, hardcore rap songs. But in reality, once you really listen to a lot of what he had to say, he was very intelligent, very articulate. a lot of the songs, when you really listen to them, they had meaning and they had knowledge within his words. And most people don't know, but you got to listen. I hear people say, well, yeah, you know, this the greatest rap album of all time, or that album was and they going off the singles. They going off what they heard on the radio. A lot of times, you know, I listen to an album, I'm like, you know, and we listen to an album, and then all of a sudden 3 or 4 songs come off the album and they hit. So you be like, man, I passed them, but they sound better on the radio. You got to keep listening. I tell people that a lot of people start watching. One thing about black people, I made a comment. A lot of people that watch The Wire say, well, season 2 of The Wire was trash. You know what thing about black people? They don't like character development. They don't like substance. They don't like the writing. They don't like they just need somebody to get shy. They don't really understand the development of how they foreshadow and how they put things together and the integral parts. They don't understand the food for thought in movies. Everything, and people tell stereotypical, well, we always got to be in a comedy or in a shooting or because all y'all can't sit there and even process, most of us, or process what's going on. Oh, shit boring, man. Ain't nobody getting shot, but you ain't even see the play. You don't even understand what's going on. And that'd be crazy to me, man. That's super duper crazy to me. Is that people really just like shit that they can digest easily, not where they have to think or comprehend or guess or pick up on details and clues. So when we start having these conversations about like rap albums, a lot of people don't even understand. I'm gonna say this strongly. T.I. is one of the greatest rappers that I've seen at his singles. He got so many singles that's quality. I mean, so many non singles on his albums, so many tracks on his albums that were not singles that were great songs. Like T.I. had a lot of non-great singles that wasn't a single 1, 2, 3, or 4, however it go. They were regular track and they were great music. The singles pull you into the album. An album is a story. Get Rich or Die Trying, that's a story. Listen to it. It's supposed to be a story. A mixtape is just a compilation of different songs, and on me, it's just a mix. But when you listen to C Murder, I tell people, I mean, I watched the first episode. I watched the 10 minutes. It was boring. You got to keep watching. You got to keep listening and watching, bro. People listen to an album once. Oh, shit was trash and it was boring, or it was the greatest album. I'm like, bro, you listen to something once. Sometimes I still be watching movies and I still from 20 years ago. I'm like, damn, I never noticed that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, unfortunately for C Murder, I hope he get free, man. But I think his lyricism, his complexity in his music, to me, I think it go over a lot of people's head, bro. And I had to keep listening. I tell people, keep watching, keep listening, dog. He's definitely an underrated rapper. But if you feel like he was innocent, you feel like he was innocent. But you know, this is something we've been talking about for 20 years now. So if he truly didn't do it, I hope he find liberation. I hope he get out. But definitely one of the more underrated artists. You know, when I was younger, I was buying the tapes. When I got older, I was able to understand what he was saying in his music. It's a lot of shit that he rapping about that's going on right now. But hey, hit the link in the description. Join the Patreon. You can find me on, find me everywhere. Instagram, Patreon, Facebook, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.